Good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. So we've had a whole series of little issues. So we've got stacked git not listing series lost top patch. Actually, I'm trying to think of when I wonder if I snapshotted the my user directory before I did the last round of development. Now, I had cravings stuff because I did rebase at some point. Well, actually, I can kind of look at that here. Because we re-grabbed the one from there. Okay, so this would be when I copied it. I guess what I really want is archive. Archive itself was made on the 23rd. What the heck was that? Okay, that was Tuesday. So that should have been after any other development. So we have with GCC borderless full screen with GCC 6, not 9. So we might want to see what we can do in terms of that. We have MSys. Crashes when run outside console. So that's our to-do list right now. This stuff I've worked around by copying my old version, which had GC6 and mingw. So it's not urgent, it's just very concerning that I cannot reproduce the environment. This is actually blocking me from getting my latest updates. So one of the things here would be to just copy stacked git and see if it's a version thing. I also kind of want to read the patch notes. Drop support for Python 3.5. Tutorials removed. Knows it's part of the website. I know it's part of the repository. Python 2.0. I mean, we could have been on Python 2.0 for picked commit messages to be customized. Now, you know what I did do is I think I replaced my templates from the old one. Yeah, because I had it working. And I did like STG show, and it was like, or maybe it didn't export and it had all the extra stuff. Anyway, where did I unpack this to? Downloads? No, it's still... Group by. Should we not have a folder here? I guess I moved it somewhere? Or cleaned it up. Oh, and then there was this problem. So this was the templates directory, because that was one thing I changed. Oh, is this just a terminal issue? Still, I'd swear this was working. Maybe it was maybe I got mixed up with one of my other terminals. No. It's not just a terminal issue. But the fact that it can't output anything is a bit disconcerting. So maybe actually STG isn't running? But like I don't even know. It's like it's not producing an error message. Okay, Git can still do its stuff. Why is the source out of tune with Git? Did I get my my Git directory swapped? I thought I renamed these. So we've got old. Maybe maybe they swapped positions and got me confused. Okay, so that at least looks better. But you look no better. And you just can't even do anything. And yet, I would swear this was working. SDG series. SDG branch edit. New Git library infrastructure. Well, that's something different. All right. Can we figure out? So this is 023. It's downloads. We want bin. Is it this bin or is it documents bin? I think it's root bin. And it was like version? Git version, Python version. There was some other version file. Built-in version. 0.20, and actually it was kind of like a git checkout. Fast handling of large patches, build reproducity, repairs. Well, we're also running a different console version from Git, so that's a thing. Captured in wait, branch protection metadata instead of git patches protect file. This updates st. Okay, so how do we do upgrades? Well, let's even though it's not, once again, not a long-term solution. So that's that. Now let's downloads. That's the new one. Okay, so I had hard-coded the interpreter. We don't even have a Python 2 interpreter. Now, what this one was using was env, right? Oh. Okay. So the publish process, because I think because of some dependency, the make process had to use msys64. And I might have actually even uninstalled that. But it's that Python is probably expecting to run in an msys shell. Let's download. Let's bin. Do we even have mingw32 bin? We do have a Python. I don't know if it's a 2 or a 3. Well, Python is unable to write to that, perhaps because it's expecting the msys2 environment. So I think I ran the publish process here. I remember having to install Git just to get it to go. Hopefully it didn't compile anything else. Okay, and then env works. So why? So this was literally the script wasn't running and giving me no feedback. Okay, thanks Bash. Or maybe it was Python that was running and saying, I don't see an environment here. Or it was just like the wrong Python, and so it threw up. Just zero feedback. All right, well, we should be able to go back here. And we should then be able to, well, now we do need what we had that actually worked. All right, what do we got open? We've got too many windows. So I'm going to need something there. Archive bin we should be done with. This bin, we've solved the st-get mystery. We did the like setup.py or whatever inside the msys shell, so it rewrote the, I think it was env-python. Or maybe env-python wasn't working and maybe I've rebooted and now it does. In any case, that got rewritten with the msys python, which would only work inside an msys shell. And our templates were fine. All right. So we're currently using this environment. I've not shortcutted it because we're jumping around environments a lot. Do I still have a CD for this? That is the old directory. That should be generally working, although ST43, and really at this point I should probably update my local execution environment, but so this should be just the updates from that patch, which I guess to really test that it's working, I would need to get a server running and stuff, but just being able to compile that. All right, stacked get mystery solved. All right, so we have, I actually tested the GCC version change inside msys by doing a reference to an old release. Can mingw specific GCC version? Well, maybe this is the repository. Where's GCC 5? Well, this is only GCC 5. Okay, so base GCC GCC version 5. Okay, so we only have version 6? They must have left they must have left SourceForge. Because the last update was 2017. MSys 2. But that version did have multiple versions of GCC. So where is your package repository? So if we do downloads, installation manager, binary utilities, bin utils, no. Compiler collection. GCC 9, GCC 8, GCC 7. Ooh, they only go down to 7. That is stuff we need to test. So is that something we can manage through the utility? Okay, so right now this is like my classic install, which is kind of our, well, we've got to copy it from the old computer, but we still have, right, no, we still have that thing in there. Da, ba, da, ba, da, ba, da, ba, da, ba. Are you in there? Maybe I have a file open there? I mean, Notepad's just that. Okay. So, we have our new installation. Ooh, was this the one where I didn't do the GUI? That's bin, right? mingw get. Okay, do have GUI. So that's basic setup stuff. So this is... we want to remove that. Hopefully that includes the library stuff. GCC. We mainly need G++. Well, there's dev. And you see, here's some more 9s. I might almost have to do like a clean install. Yeah, libstan C++. Anyway, where's... do we actually have... and what was the package name? GCC G++ bin. Yeah, this doesn't have versions. Okay, compiler suite. Okay, so we've got some stuff here. I need to know how to actually uninstall it. Or to install that specific version. Host target specific notes. I don't know if that's relevant. Okay, so you've got a specific alternatives feature. I wonder if MSys2 if mngw64 became MSys2. I don't know, this might be like a super user question or something. Minimalist GNU for Windows. Yeah, I was able to find this for MSys2, but I'm not, like, this search is like nothing. msys2, old files. I mean, getting started isn't going to have advanced stuff. Cannot to any version of GCC later than. That's a very, very old comment. Okay, so originally it didn't include GDB. Well, if we could figure out the linking issues, we could use msys2. Is this relevant to this? No, that's something else. These might be some very old instructions as well. Phew. 4.8, yeah, pretty old. How to properly install older GCC version. Okay, so command line, you can do this. And I guess I lost my package list here. That's SourceForge. I found it somewhere. It was downloads, new compiler collection. We went down to 7 something. Package page. So the oldest we can get with the current is, looks like 7.3. And I might need to kind of do a clean install. Let's see if we can. So I saw a bunch of other version stuff there. NGW. Can we just remove everything and okay, that only removed the meta, so that tells me that it only removed the meta packages, not the, I don't know of any way to mark all upgrades, update catalog. All right, so probably oh, did you depend on that? Okay. Now actually, oh man, I did this on my other computer and actually no, originally this had much less stuff. I think it was just like msys base and like GCC. Right now we've got nothing. I wonder if, is there a command line to do this? Can I do this? Because you wouldn't necessarily have msys until you installed it with this. Remove. Unknown package. Yeah, that's going to be super generic. Uninstall. I mean, I guess I could just delete it. And that's super generic. I could just delete it and start over. That might be easier. Okay, so that... Okay, we've got a bunch of generic options. Install, the most recent release is already installed. Of available packages. How do I list the installed packages? Get options action, package spec, install, upgrade, remove, package spec. Specifications for packages. All right, so this is looking... And there's probably an easier way to do this. Right now, that's the only way I know of. mingw. Okay, that's the GCC. I was definitely trying to figure things out. mingw get setup. Oh, they use XZ files too. Okay. So I think we're going to need msys. And it doesn't list other versions here, so go ahead, apply that. Then we have to go down to the command line. Now I think this basic setup is like a, well, meta package. Maybe there's a meta package for GCC. So I think we need libstan C++ and GCC C++. Bintar, Mantar, Sig. (32-bit core binaries). Well, it's probably like GCC, not C++. I don't remember this stuff taking this long last time. Unless it's mingw. Well, that's MSys. Okay, now from here, mingw, is this not? This guy. mingw get, and it's what? Install. Where did I find? Okay, so we use quotes. We match the current version. So he's doing some recursive stuff. This probably supports like equals. So I think I'm gonna need libstan. I would think I would need libstan C++. What is the package? GCC G++. Okay, so that goes all the way down to here. GCC C++. Now you see, we've got the version number, and we've got mingw32. So hopefully they're all mingw32. So they are doing GCC G++. And we had to string this. I don't know if I need the -1. There is no release matching. Available candidates are 4.8. So it just goes ahead and installs it? Well, there's GCC core. I don't know what that was about. Installed 7.3. Maybe it was some other related library. Libstan C++. Oh, this compiler actually does it. With Pacman, I had to do it the standard library myself. All right. I might still need something with basic dev tools here. For like make. We did a very, very light system so far. No, MSys. Now nope. Run it. All right. Yeah, the shell history gets stored inside the mingw setup, so we have to do JLove document hole one life game source. Shoot, I forgot to clean. Well, we do have make. libmpfr. Can I search this? Well, there has to be at least the current one. Oh, it's probably telling me that there's an updated version of it. libmpfr. Well, I've got the DLL. Arbitrary Precision Floating Point Math Library. MPFR4 DLL. Installed version. So is that actually make that's having problems? MSys-based system, auto tools. Perl, Vim, Patch, CVS, Guile, Bison Flex. MSys packages. mingw packages. Base bin. C compiler linker. mingw32 make. So that might actually... Oh, so the basic C compiler versus the C++ compiler. Well, it is a bunch of libraries. I'm not spotting libmpfr. It was definitely something we had when we built in the other route. I mean, make worked in the other versions. And of course, it's taking so long. I almost want to go back to MSys2 and try swapping that to a different GCC version so we can narrow down GCC versions. That's going to be a whole lot of problem with make clean. Does that let our make work? No. libmp mpfr -4 mgmp msys2 libmpfr-4.dll is not found. libmpc DLL files. Okay. Well, uninstall the GCC. Fully relocatable, okay. There's tarballs. Well, that's MPFR, so this is an older version? How about... and acquire a lock for exclusive execution, because we probably got the GUI open. It's just... maybe? libmpfr4 is already installed. So why can't you find the DLL? Oh man, is this going to be MSys? Is this going to be mingw? It's a very confusing environment. libm mpr. Well, this doesn't have DLLs. Okay, you have DLLs. Okay, so libmpfr. Where the heck did it install to, pray tell? It's already installed. Where the heck did it install to? Packages. mingw bin. That's not helping MSys though. This is like a very manual process. Does this like predate mingw get? And that's the wrong version. Is this a path issue? User local bin. Now, you would think that mingw bin would be the same as mingw bin. Lib MPFR 6. Even though we installed lib MPFR 4 very specifically. Apparently, that MPFR 4 includes MPFR 6. Open this. And then folders go someplace else, because that's like useful or something. Well, and then version 3 includes DLL4. That's a really cruddy way to install it. Yeah, so given that kind of stuff, it might be easier to narrow down the version on... Oh, that's right. I copied SDL just into there. That we should still have in our other installation. Is it just lib and include? Yeah. Cannot find libstdl main. Was there one other file? I actually got SDL. Oh, I don't know if I have to make native. Maybe I do? But it seemed like most of the stuff was like files from... Oh, maybe we missed the other files here. That's old. Yeah, only 3. And we don't actually need the conversions, but I don't think they're really a problem. All right. So this is trying to do the version problem. And the version problem had to do with being able to full screen. So for that, we need to set full screen. All right, make and copy one life. Bin. No, build. Windows. One life 343. And cd build Windows 343 and okay, so 7.3 is able to full screen. Well, this is only narrowing the problem. So now we get to try 8. And actually, I think this particular thing might be easier to narrow down in MSys2 because adding and removing packages was a lot cleaner there. I should probably do a clean while I've got this environment, though. Not share. MSys2. And you didn't save any history. I don't know. Maybe you have to exit to save history instead of close. All that did was prove that both 6 and 7 can do full screen. We still have 8 and 9 to narrow down. And then see if we can actually figure out why that is, maybe. No, I didn't exit. All right. So we've still got the MSys2 thing. We thought it was going to be our mainstay. We have to do installation first. So I closed down all of those windows. Okay, I did not put the remove command in here. Pac-Man. So can I still... I wonder if I can do the generic pack name and remove whatever version I have. Query packages... Yes. And then GCC libs. Breaks to... Wait. Wait, removing libs breaks... Oh my gosh, we had so much junk get installed. Why did we install all of this stuff? Maybe it's base dev. Still. I swear I was a... Oh, maybe I only removed GCC and it kept the other version. Well, hopefully it can keep that much versioned. Was this something where this was also a directory? Okay, that did not copy. Yes, okay, so this should tell me what versions are available. And I might just have to keep installing libraries for now. Oh, and is this where I have to I don't know how to specify versions. But, well, if that stuff is dependent on it, we've got the newer version there anyway. Is it G++ or C++? dbus. lib C++. I mean, those have a different versioning scheme. Maybe it is G++. No. GCC. All right, so they've got down to 5. We had 6.3 that we matched before. We tried 7.3 on the other one. Oh, they don't have 8. They just skipped that one. So maybe we can't use MSS2 to test that. And if we wanted to use MSS2, we couldn't test it anyway. Alrighty then. So what was... so actually, I would need to ngw get remove GCC C++. Package was not previously installed. Okay, so it tried to do the newer ones as well. And then install. Maybe this does work as well. Okay, yeah, you can also specify versions on removal. And then install. All right, so what versions are available? We'll finish that up. GCC. You have 9. You have 8. I think it's only 8.2. Oh, well, that was the C++ library, but fine. GCC, G++. Oh, maybe it's not in. Maybe they're saying it doesn't match a release, but its files are still there. All right. We already copied SDL. Wouldn't have to replace anything again. mingw msys. Right, we couldn't find 8 for you. And we still haven't got a history here. Game source. See if we need yet another version of like libfbfr or anything. Because it was 4 and 6, so I guess they could have used 5 in between. All right. One life. Build Windows. Before 3. onelife.exe. Okay. So full screen broke specifically in version 9. Well, or did that switch over to not borderless? Nope. Borderless is fine. So I guess I should switch back to GCC 9. Just to double check that. I mean, maybe it's something else in that build package that messed us up. All right, so just to try and isolate that, get just the 9.2. Oh, no, that's remove. D++, 9.2. Oh, I forgot to do a make clean beforehand. Hopefully that'll still work here. Yep. Yeah, it's GCC 9. Huh. Well, we narrowed it down. That's a little bit awkward in any of those environments. I guess we could try going into actual source. Alright, do we have just a regular old... That's a regular old command prompt. That is mingw, and that's all we've got. And msys, I don't know if we're going to use right now. Okay, so you're still working. Okay, well, I may have never done that. But that might be something we need to figure out later. So, did I? Yeah, I had this open. So we have figured out how to do this. Let's... Nope, that's Vim. So we've narrowed it down, we still don't know why. Now this might kind of be in, there's game.cpp. That's probably going to interact with minor gems though. Borderless, full screen, and this might be pure minor gems. Game SDL. Borderless. Isn't that a setting file? Oh, and this is the one we built there. Okay, well, it runs. We're in this mode. Settings. Is it border? Yeah, borderless. Who's responsible for borderless? Screen GL. Oh, do we have? And I actually need to like. I could swap back with the old binary. Does it say anything in here? No, maybe this is the actual log. You know what? Following frame rates considered possible. Setting borderless mode for full screen. Current screen configuration is... And that was this one, right? Yeah. All resolutions available. Audio. Target game image size, ideal window dimensions. What do you say? Well, okay, that's the same. Current screen configuration. Adding 1 to borderless window height. Interesting. I don't think I saw that. Yeah, it's not adding 1, so something changed there. Borderless height adjust. Check if our resolution is restricted. All resolutions available. Did not change native resolution. So that's an in. Sticking with user's current screen resolution. Don't see that. Setting borderless. SDL put in. SDL video window position. Okay. SDL no frame. Cool. So we're setting borderless window, so that means we passed this. Current screen info. Does that mean our current screen info is messed up? Current screen configuration. So it's reading current screen configuration. It's actually getting that value. Check if our resolution is restrict. Modes equals SDL rect. All resolutions available. Doesn't say sticking with user's current resolution. It did not say borderless. That says that's an int setting. Borderless height adjust. I mean, that should just be 1. All that's doing is adding 1, that I can tell. Well, it's also saying M wide and M high. Which are current, which are what? Oh, yeah, that might do it if it didn't. Seed FPS full screen. And that's an event file. So is that the other log? Age scale. I guess I've still got that printing out. Seed FPS. Available. Yeah, what's event file? Oh, that's for playback. Okay. So it's saying, hey, this is how big our screen was. All right. Setting borderless. Setting borderless. So we got here. What is M wide? Okay, there's that. Image. So is this from... Well, there's that event file again. That was read. Oh, this is if it's reading it from there? Okay, no, that doesn't seem to be it. Wide? Specified dimension is available in full screen. It's forced playback. Okay, so screen GL gets initialized with this. Screen width, screen height, screen width and screen height. Blowdown factor. But it seems like it might be an error to not... Well, oh, maybe if it's in full screen, it counts on changing the screen's resolution to be exactly... well, I mean, they're responding to use largest window differently, so this seems like it has to be that. So screen height, screen height. Is that less than game height, read height? Okay, so these are in fact the screen height and screen width. So game SDL. Shoot. No, it was screen SDL. Oh, that's in wide. That's a different set to current. Wait. Requested video. Resolution is restricted. But this is all resolutions available. We've got all resolutions available. M do not change native resolution. Well, we're not saying stick with it. So it's not doing this. Okay, so I I guess I need to have a side-by-side here. Oh, sticking with user's current screen resolution. So the old one was actually doing that, and the new one is not. So that means that either M full screen is not set or M do not change resolution. Which is a parameter from, is it game STL? Should native screen resolution be used? Platforms game STL. No. Oh, this comes from the game? Return true. And I might have to do some more reconfiguring of ACK here. So game.h declares this function exists. This calls it, and I should probably like debug out this somewhere. But it's either that or M full screen. So that's in full screen. Full screen. Trying to start in full screen mode, trying to start in full screen mode. Trying to start in full screen mode. Okay, so they're getting that the same. Well, no, it's screen STL. Let's just go ahead and try to verify this. Does applog support get log printf if you want to put stuff out? These are probably characters for booleans. I can just convert them to ints. Okay, so there's editor and there's game and there's thermal sim, which are all different things, and that's the only reference to it in there. Okay, so we've only got the 2 terminals, so this should be the one. Full screen 1, native 0. I would also have to do that with the other compiler to get a full comparison. But we know it's because something is coming up false, and it is in fact, should native screen resolution be used? Which is very curious, because I don't... so in the one... sticking, and the problem is I'm losing track of which is which here. So that was bad. This is the old good one, which is sticking with user's current resolution. And it actually works. I think because it does this for the window size. So how are you changing? So we're actually getting a true for do not. I mean, this is pretty dirt simple here. Should change native resolution be used? Should native resolution be used? Do I still have? No. Screen GL. Oh. So my syntactic thing doesn't know about the SDL directory. Wonderful. Where do we put that? No, not MSys. I don't know. Well, this is actually in minor gems. So would putting that there shut you up? Yes, okay. No, it doesn't shut you up. It was just a different file. I guess because it's a system thing, it doesn't... It's like, I don't want to fight that battle right now, but it's really frustrating. I've got enough battles going on. Man, what if there's like a C++ change in the scoping of things? Or a conversion of booleans? Or initialization of objects? Oh boy. Okay, we're in ScreenGL, game SDL. Uh-oh. But every time you change back to it, so get out of my face. New ScreenGL. Screen width, screen height, full screen. Should native screen resolution be used? So that's HR. We're saying convert to int. Native. Do not change screen resolution. In do not change screen resolution. Full screen, char, in do not change. So is this... Now, we're converting what's returned as a Boolean. We're converting it an int to 1. If I try to print that as a character, well, no, we also print it as an int down here, and it is... So screengl.h is also a char. I have no way... How do I even describe this? As like a search term. Oh, you know what? This is only the SDL specialized version of this. Okay, there's at least a couple of references to this. I added a couple of them. Okay, nothing seems to mess with this after the initializer. Okay, so there's the brace. Initialize native 0. Is it possible there's another call to this? What is it? Is it actually... There's test. I doubt that's going to be in the base game. And once upon a time I had ACK fixed, and maybe I just didn't copy a file. Oh, there we go. Oh no, that's the last one. So makefile has references to it. And that's it here. So this is like, we can call this, and if we convert it to an int, it shows up as a 1. If it gets passed through the initializer to the constructor, it shows up as a 0. Is this like a compiler bug? Initializer list. Warning options. I mean, I guess I wasn't really paying attention to my output because it's usually just such a spam. W all. Option just to press warning. GCC 3.3. GCC 9 release series. Upcoming C++ 2A draft. Specification for literals. Overload resolution. Hints. Let's try something stupid. Well, definitely didn't fix that. I wouldn't expect that to be any different here. Need the last one. Full screen 1, native 0, should native resolution be 0 to 1. Okay, do you document a constructor with like a default value or something? Constructs. Int char. No default value given. Lots of references to it. Scene navigator display geo. I'm assuming that's something else. And that's like maybe a very old piece of code. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're clearly executing code in the two files we think we're executing in. But this might be a different subclass, although it might be a very out-of-date subclass because it's not... No, you're... What are you? Okay, you've got the right signature. So is the base screen GL being used? Where are you? Graphics OpenGL. Are you both in there? Yes. Okay, so no object files are being put here. Nor are they being put here. No, wait, there it is, okay. Okay. Okay, so there is no screengl.o, so that is not being used. And there's test screen. Yeah, this seems to be the only effective invocation. All right, so quick and dirty. If we were to just overwrite that, just to prove that it's just that passing. Okay. And is it possible there's something peculiar in the way it's handling bools now? Like we know that we can it was a car. We convert it to an int to print it out nicer. Is there a printf for a numerical car? Character, no, it's that kind of character. Type field. Car character. Or is there like a single byte integer? Int. Nope. How are you going so wrong? So one thing I'm noticing is that these are not in the same order as the arguments. Now you wouldn't think that should matter. But we've got wide, high, full screen, and then other stuff. Oh, it didn't like something there. Okay, it did not do that. What didn't it like about that? Will be initialized after, right, M full screen will be initialized after. Oh, so is it reordering stuff to match the structure? This is all functions. private. All right, M wide, M high, force aspect ratio, force specified dimensions. Do not change native resolution. Image set size. When initialized here, will be initialized after screen GLM full screen will be initialized after char full screen. And that's it. This one says char. This one doesn't say anything. It's hard to tell what's part of... I guess this is all part of one error. It will be initialized after char M native resolution. Okay, indeed, that is the opposite order. And another one will be initialized after force aspect ratio. So it seems to be that it's reordering things to match the structure, and that used to be kind of matching that. But why is that actually breaking the initializer? Yeah, so the initializers list has to match. So, yeah, but why is it just not doing the right value? That's what's really weird. And I was trying to get it closer to the constructor call to see if maybe something was mixed up there, and then it told me it was reordering anyway. So that's not it. Like, it's just, I don't know if it's using the wrong value or actually just changing the value. I almost want to like dump the memory of the entire struct to see if it's like being put in the wrong spot or something. Geez, that's gonna be a loop, isn't it? I don't know any good way to dump a buffer. And I wouldn't know if like he had a utility function for that. Dump buffer to speakers. Dump raw data to file. It's diff bundle. To temp file. Serial port, COM port. Leak tracer. Hex dump. Area size. Let's write a hex dump. fprintf report. Well, we can probably reuse some of the code. Wouldn't be a bad thing to be a function. All right, can we just do regular old printf here? And somehow, oh, this isn't now the indentation is up to his standards. What if we? All right, so this is not going to be fprintf, although I mean maybe that would be useful. All right. So we want to say hex dump this. Were you my compiler? You're my compiler. Oh, I didn't swap these back apparently. I thought I did. Okay, I didn't swap you back. Where were you? Image wide. Cannot convert screen GL to const unsigned. Why not? I mean, it should really be signed at oh, does it know the size of this? If I convert it to... Ah, okay. Yeah, point. Because this is itself a pointer. Unsigned char. Hopefully that's size in bytes and not size in words. Okay, we definitely got some garbage in there. Now this is kind of painful, unfortunately. But I think they're relatively early on. So we have M wide, M high. We think. And these ints should be 32. There's probably better software for this. I just don't have any hex stuff handy. And of course, this also matters for byte order. It doesn't make any sense for screen width. $1280 makes sense. Online hex editor. Would it... We actually would have to... There's an export. There's open file. Would it actually be able to read this, though? I might have to redo this as, in fact, a dump a binary file. But I mean, does this? Well, okay. So it has the abilities to do all the conversions. You can paste raw hex strings. Okay. So we'll have to do a little bit of cleanup then. Is that hexadecimal? Okay, so that tells me, yeah, 1280, 720. We have a car. Force aspect ratio. Unless it's done some reordering of things. This is... no, I was misread this. Yeah, no. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That makes more sense. Well, yeah, that's... yeah, I don't know what the padding mode is. I mean, I guess we could arrange to get offsets for individual things with a whole lot of debugging. For specified dimensions, yeah. Well, I guess the real thing I was looking for here was a 1. You know, somewhere offset a little bit. Do not change native resolution. Image size set. Image wide, image high. That doesn't make sense. That would make sense. So image size set, is this like flags? That's only a true false. What the heck is 65? Did it like convert it into bit flags or something? Oh, it's still using up like an entire word for it. Or is 65 just the garbage padding? Okay, so we have doop. Force aspect ratio, force specified dimension, do not change resolution, and garbage memory. Okay, well, this is not a place of a 1 being put in the wrong place. This is a case of a 1 being thrown in the trash and not actually initialized like it's supposed to be. Is this just a compiler bug? Is there just a legitimate compiler bug here? I mean, it's either that or I'm completely blind on some kind of argument order issue. Oh, I've been making clean every time I change compilers. Now, I guess it's possible there's something it's not cleaning. We could do a make clean and look for anything suspicious. So we've got CPP, H. So in this area, this immediate vicinity, we're okay. At least. We need mingw game source. We got the executable, but that really should get overwritten. And we are seeing behavior change. We've got a C, we've got CPP. We've got make, H. Icon.o is probably some sort of binary thing, converting that to there. We've got shell scripts. We have a, I don't know if there's a struct or a class technically that seems to be simply being initialized incorrectly by the compiler. So no dep files, no, and those are all the stuff that's code. I mean, there's going to be a few little things like where is it? Common source, no object files there. They're not really involved with this. I think server reaches into game source, but game source doesn't reach into server. So we might still have some stuff from here from the server build, but I don't think the game reaches over to server at all. So I don't know what would kind of be getting like leftover between builds. Yeah, so this might legitimately be a case of just don't use GCC 9. I don't know if that's something worth trying to report as a bug, but you know, these kinds of things are. I'd probably have to walk them through how to rebuild this project. Or maybe you could figure out how to like take a structure with this memory layout and like dummy everything up. It's like pointers, or doesn't matter what they're pointing to, probably. So int, char, and then all the... You might be able to get it down to a smaller example. Yeah, okay, so what changed? What changed that would break object initialization? See, are you technically class or struct? It is a class. If I don't do it explicitly, well, this is explicit. Direct initialization. Yeah, I know it's mostly. I just wanted to... Constructors and member initializer lists. Specifies the initialization for directed virtual base nodes. Member function declarations, class name, parameter list, exact spec, attr. Member initializer list. Yeah, so for reference, we have the argument wide full screen, do not change native resolution. It's a character, it's a car, JSON tends to use them for bools. Screen GL, SDL. We put that into do not change native resolution. And that goes to do not change native resolution. I just want to check something real quick. Is there a naming difference there? Okay, yeah, no, it's all do not change native resolution. So we take the argument, we put it into here. Seems pretty plain. Is it game SDL that calls that? Yeah. So this was a direct call to the function. I pulled it out into a variable just to kind of take the function call out of the loop. So this is printing as 1. Although I guess I forgot to put int on you. So that's the wrong data type. Got that in most places. Too many windows. Oh, I didn't want to make clean there. So that's going to make it and then clean it. Wonderful. So we lost the int when we were doing that. That's a car. So yeah, this is 1. And the function is literally return true. So there's not a whole lot going on there, but it is defined over in a different module, for whatever that's worth. So that comes in here, it goes into the member variable, and then prints out as 0. All right, let's just make. Okay. I've not done a whole lot of interactive debugger, but that could get you down into the machine code, I guess. So most recent execution, should data screen resolution be used 1, inside the initializer native 0. This is what's so bizarre. Huh, okay. Yes, that's 9 point. I might have to install it as a separate package. Well, okay, so available is not like easy reference. Okay, well, we've got it. This is version 8, though. Wait. Weird. Did like one package it and the other not? Would GDB 8 work with compiler 9.2? No reason not to work? Okay. Minor gems. Okay. Build Windows. So do we just do... Okay. Put a breakpoint beginning of program, breakpoint at current line. Tell a break or error. Current function. Lines of the program. Yeah. Line N isn't going to help me. For a function. Set a breakpoint at or at my function. So Where is... Yeah, but like line of what file? Main function, what? Main function's gonna be kind of big though, isn't it? Yeah, main function starts at 20. You get the screen GL at 2005. Yeah, so like how do you set the context file for line numbers and things? Line 45 of what? File name line? No, it's the other one. All right, so we will have this as a value. Oh, we did have threads. Unknown signal. Well, there's some more compatible libraries. Do we have that? Well, it is the wrong version. Oh, yeah, this is Strawberry Pearl. We probably don't have GDB. So what package would GDB be in? Is it not part of the compiler collection? No, there's a GUI for it. Install GDB. I am currently on... This should be more or less their current version. So that's probably okay. Now that's saying GDB7. So hopefully that's good. Okay. So I mean that will hopefully fix some of the things. You don't have any. No, you don't have any memory. Break. Game. Platforms. SDL. Game SDL.cpp. 1998. Okay. Now is this before or after the line? GCC. Run with args. Classes of commands. Maintenance command running the program, examining the stacks. That's 10 line of source code. Next step. Breakpoint. Okay, so print. Okay, that's garbage, so it hasn't run yet. Runs function to the next line. Okay, got a value of 1. Next line. Executes the entire function. Okay. Okay, that's still the print. Get window title? Where was get window title? Maybe AppLog does that? Oh, screen GL. Okay. So it had to do that to set up for the call. Okay, oh. I can't do anything now. With this window. Yep, I didn't want that Windows. Oh. Okay. So it's still 1 here. Delete custom data. Oh, I stepped over ScreenGL. I need to step into ScreenGL. Well, I accidentally stepped into a function. I guess we quit and restart. Or we just run forever? Oh, start from the beginning, yes. Next. Oh, and it closed all of those windows as well on the other monitor. Ah. All right, so we do get window title. I think this one is a next. So is that another package? Is that a command line? Uh-oh. Okay, I guess that the get window title was actually the big thing. I have a Python. I don't know if I've got other window, please. Don't know what we've got here. Well, that seems to be my Windows one. But is it, if it's a system Python, is it going to get the right GDB? Okay, so now the question is, what versions do we have already? Okay, well, this window's dead. Wow, that window's very dead. Just wherever. Okay, well, we've got a pip. And then, how do you run it? GDB GUI. All right, so where is... Well, this window is still very, very slowly executing the screen create here. Oh, there we go. Path of the binary. Okay, so pick that up. Load the executable. Control execution. View output. We have breakpoints. Where do we add breakpoints? HTTP server attached to process. Okay, so this is a GUI, but it doesn't still, you still have to enter the commands. Game SDL. The program is not being run. Okay. So I guess we have to click run before we can use these. Breakpoint. Oh, so it gave us a free breakpoint in main. Okay. I do have threads. Call stack. Whole bunch of other variables. Okay, so that's garbage memory right now. Continue until breakpoint. Send interrupt. Step over next function call. Okay, threads, local variables, expressions. All right, so this is where we want to step over next function call. This is where we need to step in, because actually it's like end of this line. So the thing we're passing in is still 1. Oh. Okay, sure. Do I have to reload binary? Nope. I guess we have to start over from scratch. It's very confused. And then we lost our breakpoint. All right, so that was like main. Maybe I should just move my breakpoint down because we're relatively satisfied with that. Step over next function, over next function, over next function, over next function, into next function. Okay, get window title. So this is the actual initializer. Can we now see in do not change resolution is 0. And I almost have to, so well, are we fully in the function call at this point? Or is it still setting up? because we're kind of at the end of it right now. Okay, so it's setting that value. It's setting that value. Another vector. Another vector. So many vectors. Yep. Are we in a loop here? Oh, no, we're out. Okay, so all of this stuff was here. Yeah, so the actual argument was 0. So this looks like it's back at the place where we call the function. And that code is incorrect. All right, show file system, fetch disassembly. No, we don't necessarily have like a translation of like what is what. Well, okay, there's your delete. So this is all of the call. Stack. Threads. Local variables. It doesn't really tell me the address of it. I mean, I guess we could get that. Now I reset to where we're calling the constructor. So call get window title. Okay. I don't necessarily know the calling conventions here, or how this is all going to get ordered. Are we going to have a reference to C4FD17? No, it might also be in a register, if we were just using it recently. Call. Shoot, which way does move go? Is it first argument to second argument, or second argument to first argument? First argument to second argument. So it returned an AL and it put it into EBP minus F1. Yeah, we have EBP is stack position. So many registers now. EVP. Okay, so that's on the stack somewhere. So that's going to be a reference to that variable position effectively. And we saw that this variable was inspecting as 1. But that might make it, the stack reference stuff might make it complicated. Well, it's stack reference minus F1. So if we can find minus F1, okay. Move SBL to EDI. Oh, and move EDI into another stack position? Yeah, see, here's the problem. I don't know the calling convention either. Memory to memory, yeah. Well, it appears an example, but it's not. Doesn't actually say what it does. Oh, is it ZBL? Let's move SBL. Move with sign extended from byte to long word. Oh, so this is a different syntax? Last arg first, pushed onto call stack. Right, so then the receiving function would just start popping off. Sign extends a single byte and copies it into a double word designation. Okay, so that's the car. So it's using an int for the calling convention, it looks like. Even though the argument is declared as car? Oh, okay, so this opened up someplace else? Memory. So that's going to be the pointer itself. Oh, this is the range. EO8 to FE27. The size of argument. Screen width, screen height, full screen, car, int. So potentially we have 2 cars here, but so that's going to get window title. I guess that must return a string pointer, so we're doing stuff with that. Yeah. Right, so get window title is the last thing. I guess it's just assuming null, null, null. So it's getting that. And that's doing a transfer to EBX. Doing a 140. So is that a positive offset then? ZNWG. I thought there was a... We can explore a rough memory. There's not an easy way to get what all the other offsets are. But I guess that we might expect to have things like hash salt. Well, it doesn't give me the offset directly. This is only one different. So that's the thing it's pointing at. 17, 18. So those are two cars. It's a car pointer at 1C. Oh, yeah, that's an idea. We... And then you exit. I mean, well, I guess, yeah, it's literal rather than a variable that we've already proven to be one. Okay, that will do it. Oh, probably helps to load binary. Okay, so we did get to them. Actually, we don't care about those. Okay, fine. No. What was... So somewhere, we should just have a constant 1, right? Yeah, because interesting because we saw the minus f up there. Okay, so it is OXC. Okay, that would make sense. So because it's reverse. So we do 4, 8, C, 10. So it's setting up a bunch of registers and then jamming them all into the stack. So we actually need registers. We have to... Okay. Nope, yeah, so that does not step in assembly. Maybe there's a GDB command for that. But that actually came in one. So this is a problem specifically. So does that mean this is a compiler bug? It literally can't pass a car as a car? And the problem with things like this is like, okay, we found one example of this. Could it be doing it anywhere else? Well, there's A1. So it would be doing wide and high, and we said that was like a 5, and there was some other stuff when we looked at the other disassembly. I don't know if I kept that up. Yeah, so we said this was the 1280, and that was the 720. So it's like DO2. Because I guess I don't know if this is up or down from here. Actually, that's top of stack and it grows. So do we actually need to be above that? That wasn't what I wanted. Okay. ESP plus 4. I don't see a 1280. I don't see a 5 and zeros there. ESP. Full screen. Full screen went okay. So it's like 2 consecutive cars in a constructor? Return address. I mean, fine. That's still not 1280. Unless we haven't like properly entered this yet. And haven't like swapped around the stack pointer or something. Well, okay. In wide. EBP is not. And in wide is that FB. Which I guess is a lit FB what? FB04. EBP is really close to the top of that. Now you see that looks more like our dimensions. Oh, so it did pass both of them as ints? So they're declared as characters. It passed both of them as ints. Okay, well now that we know, well, we know it shows up as 0. Uh, yeah. So this is... What are you doing? So is that getting all this stuff into some registers? See, that was an offset, offset, offset. That's 10.14.1c. Yeah, set up this. There's all our vector initialization stuff, and then maybe there's more after that. So, I mean, this is either a compiler bug or some kind of strange spec change that makes passing a car into a constructor not work. And I mean, it's declared character all the way through. But a constant works and a variable doesn't. You mean of the member variable from the argument? But the argument is 0 if you pass it from character. Now the way this is set up, we're just kind of referencing this other function import. And technically, I think it's part of game, but it's just a global function. You could move that into screen. I guess I'm more concerned. It's like if this changed, what else changed? Because I'm not. I mean, do you still think that we can find something that we're doing wrong here? Because I've not been able to see how passing a character through a constructor is just getting a different value. I mean, I guess we could try casting them to ints to slightly change how it's moving the data. That's fidgety, and how many places like that are you going to have to change? So by C assembly there, Do you mean how it moves a character to a character? 'Cause it seems like part of the problem might be that it's moving the character through as full 32-bit values. Because you're a character. Yeah, we got some mixed cares here. That's probably not great, but so we could, for sake of argument, too many windows. Is it? No, this is game SDL. And maybe we have to import that. Not terribly useful. We could totally replace that. We might have a function reference issue there. And game SDL. I mean, originally this was originally it was a function call, but it's a function call returning a car, so it's kind of the same thing. Yep, and then you need a reference to that, which you probably had this as a header file thing. Okay, so yeah, it references it, it assigns a character, it uses that in the code. So did you want to look at the assembly of that? I mean, that should just be not make file. No, it was game STL. I had that. And we still haven't gotten to the mystery of MSys2. Yeah, so unfortunately, it is very hard to sort out exactly how it's calling that. All right, so I think when we did this line, it actually skipped over the entire thing, so we have to start doing this. And actually, at this point, we would skip over all of that stuff. So, I mean, this is call move the result into there, and then move something into EDX. Oh, that must be the address of... So EBP must be this. So give us the address of that thing. And then take our function result. Yeah, EDX. Yeah. Okay, so this is in the stack. We get that, and then this must be an offset into this. Yeah, AL was, yeah, I was kind of figuring that out. Okay, I think we have to step over that to get the result of it. Huh. Yeah, well, yeah, it's kind of effectively from that, I think. Yes, I mean, this function returns the right thing. It's something in the calling convention. Oh, what was that? What was that, EBP? Yeah, so it is not putting the correct value on the stack from what we can tell. Yeah. That's why I would wonder if it's a compiler bug. Well, I mean, it's used to initialize. I mean, there would still be a compiler bug if it removed it, because it is changing behavior. And this was in GCC 9 in both MSys2 and mingw. I mean, it could be optimizer related, but it is definitely GCC version related. Probably pick a different point here. Oh, in this one it may have because it saw it overwritten. Yeah. But that's okay, fine. All right, so that's there. Oh. So we had gone into screen SDL. And done a replacement on that. I closed my other window, didn't I? No, actually, I didn't need you. I needed an editor. Game source makefile. Compile flags? Platform compile flags? Optimize flag. You wanted -0, right? That's what we got. Apparently, Jason never switched into production mode, or only does that on his production machines. It's not in the it's not in the repository. You know, so maybe he like configures and then swaps this out when he's doing a production build. And I have noticed that his builds are bigger than mine, so maybe that's like some loop unrolling or something. Add this in game SDL. Program is not being run. All right, we actually could move this up. Oh, well, this does, having the function here does kind of nicely isolate this series. So we put this into EAX, which we've not executed this yet. And then to EBP minus bleh. I don't know if it comes back and does anything with that later. So can we step over that? Okay, got a 1. It moved that into EAX, which is a 1. And it moved that into a big offset. Does it actually do this right? Yeah, no, it just sees the hex number. EBP. Now we need to be minus on this. A bunch, actually. That actually seems like... Do we see that 2d8 show up anywhere else? $2D0. No, 2d8. 2EAX. And then that goes into C. Well, let's see if it's storing this right. C4, FE. 08 minus 2d8 C4FB30 no memory to display? No G... Yeah, or something's taking too long. I mean, that would have gotten a lot of memory. Still, I wouldn't expect it to take that long. So I guess we need to edit this too. I guess we fetched too much memory. GDB server has shut down. Oh, no, that's a different window. It's this one. Yeah, no message from here. So yeah, we can't easily. Maybe we could watch that memory address instead of looking at memory. Okay, nope, I don't have that buffer anymore. Reload. Oh, okay, so it did load. That's why we got that once. So we need to execute that to set. We think it's there. I'm just going to put something in monitor. It's going to be pointer. Okay, as an int, and it's 1. I have no reason not to think that this wouldn't be moving an entire int. Can I yeah, you can't do anything. I don't know that we can execute down to this point. But that was minus 2d8. Move minus 2d8 to EAX, EAX into OSC, ESP. Big point at the address of the instruction. Now that's inspects memory. So is that OX5067, or is that one of these things? No source file names. Yeah, okay. 67B4. Breakpoint function not defined. Does that, so Okay, you did not register a breakpoint there. Oh no, unknown function. Nope. Obviously, there's a different syntax there. Breakpoints. Watch. Break an assembly instruction. Star. Okay. Okay. All right, so we have not yet executed this. How do we step by a single instruction now? Line n, down number of lines. Next line. Instruction, step runs the next instruction and not line. If the current instruction is setting a variable, step I. Okay, I won't reset the view. So that would have been load this into EAX. Something overrode it. Five oh 6 736. Or the load failed. Okay, so this is above here. We want to run to the next one, which is here. So that's get window title. Oh, nope, that's actually the wrong. Well, we have a watch on this. It's still 1, so that's okay-ish. Is that watch point? X equals 3. So would that accept OX, or would that have to be a syntax for memory address? Okay. So it's well, so that would be, is it watch or W watch? Watch the variable foo. Cast it to whatever type you want. So this is probably going to assume int. So this looks like star. Do we hit one of our other breakpoints? Nope, it's already 0. It did not break. Or maybe that was the break. Darn it. Let's do a full restart. Or are we... Not really seeing a highlight here. Okay, so something else hit that. Yeah. We might need to disable that. No, that's run, not go. Cannot find a current function. Wait, where were you? Oh, next instruction. Yeah, how does one do that? Also, this looks like it's actually, this has one too many zeros. Nope, this is just printing wrong. Hopefully it's not being interpreted wrong. Or maybe that's like supposed to be like an empty parenthesis because it thinks it's a function. Or like line 0 in an unknown file. Okay, so we're here. We're still 1. Hardware watch point. So get window title is doing it? I guess it is somewhere on the stack. Const char pointer. And I'm going to guess... It's returning const char. Yeah, that would be one possible solution. This is still very disturbing. To the point that I'm wondering if it is a compiler bug, unless it's like if they've defined it as an error to call a function during a constructor. And that was like a C-spec change. Okay, so uncheck. There we go. Let me actually don't. Okay, so that's here. Value is 1. Stepping over function calls, stepping into function calls. And apparently it is comma. Okay, address is still there. push EBP, move ESP to EBP, move a constant into EAX, pop EBP, and return. Okay, so it's not the function call itself. No, just where we stopped. Oh, this is... Oh, is this the thing part of the conversion, car conversion? We've got a mallet going on. Let's, and then at least see if this is it. Nope, okay. So maybe that wasn't it, but it just looked like it was tripping. We did have a breakpoint there at one point. Oh! No! That has to be a compiler bug, right? Well, there are 3 of them. But it's like it specifically chose this place for this value. Okay. All right, well... reporting bugs, where to post it. Yeah, so this is going to be a stream or 2 probably. Figuring out how to properly format a bug. Would this be like constructor? I mean, this might just be just a function call, but... Not handling constructor tree code. For window calls overridable method. Pass to constructor of temporary object. Inline destructors incorrectly. Oh, we need the recency filter on this. Is there? Probably, but because this is specifically for version 9. arg0 is not a constant expression. That's O2. Multi-line constructed reporter is not run. gcov pro. W string constructor stand false positive, overflow warning, inefficient vector construction. There's a lot. Undefined behavior sanitizer. There is no .o file. All right, let's Now you. No, I want you. Let's make it something it won't pick up. And the really weird one is that it's not just the function call. Because when I assigned it to a local variable and then did it, it still got overridden. But when we do it at a constant, it doesn't. So the thing is, they're not going to want to go, okay, what the heck do we need to do to compile one life? We have to get this down to, a function that takes 2 ints, 2 cars, some other stuff, and then some nulls or something. Okay. So that compiles and still has the bug. So I don't think it has anything to do with ScreenGL. So yeah, I mean, it's not impossible. Yeah, exactly. But that's probably going to be a stream in and of itself. I mean, unless we get really lucky and it's literally just if there's nulls, it overwrites the first X arguments or something. But finding something, well, we know it's the place where it calls the function. So probably the layout of the structure doesn't matter, and that could be a no-op function. I don't know if it matters that it's a constructor or not, or that it's being called a new or not. So we might have to try and get something that's just like, I don't know, check the value and return that as the program exit code or print or whatever. And maybe we continue doing it kind of in there, where we still have all of the definitions for the pointers and whatnot, and then try and gradually turn that into, void pointer or int or fewer arguments. And then if you can erase all of the specific types and vectors and whatnot from it, then you can actually pull it out into a really isolated example. All right, so we've got that. We've got trying to figure out why it is linking against libwin pthread that is referencing Strawberry Pearl 64-bit version, causing it to fail in MSys. What is even ScreenGL.h. Keyboard handler, mouse handler, sprite handler. Key handler, mouse handler, scene handler. Okay, so that's what those are, and we're not doing anything specialized with those. Yeah. That is bizarre. But I need to eat lunch. I need to get groceries. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the help and teaching me some debugger stuff. Let's see if we have anything else. This is when I'm usually on. I guess I've been having a lot of late days lately. Let's do some level stuff. Bye. Well, I don't know if anybody's doing deep down stuff, but I do see somebody learning C++. So if there's someplace cool to hang out, our cool is he's learning some C++. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye until next time.